Okay, so I am sorry I forgot to get this shard last episode. Like I said, you'll need the rock to get it, and unfortunately, it's not in this level. And now back to you. Hey everyone, this is Hypo and welcome back to more Let's Play Kirby 64. In the last episode, we completed Rock Star, and this episode, we will be starting Aqua Star, and so I'm going to get rid of this rock power-up real quick now that we don't need it anymore. So, as you can tell, this is a beach level, which I am really excited to start doing because I love beach levels a lot. You know, I actually live in a city where we have, well, a lot of beaches. The only problem with it is that I live like roughly a half hour to 45 minutes away. So, it's it really is a bit of a hassle going there because there's also a lot of traffic over there as well. And so I'm really just skipping all these power-ups. I could be showing some of these off, but oh well. I don't think we really need the shard. I mean, a power-up for any of the shards in this level. Actually, we do, but just not for a while. We need one for the last one, but just not any of the ones right now. So I think there's one in here, or it might be. I don't remember. So these green blobs here basically act like barrel cannons from either Kirby Superstar or from Donkey Kong Country, where you just jump in, and some of them will be automatic, and some of them you can point in the direction that you want to go. But I believe the first shard is in this. No, not this room. It's actually a room just like it with these green blobs in them. That has in, and this penguin is actually kind of tough to catch. I don't think I showed off what the power combo for both rocks do. So basically, I said before, a lot of these power-ups act just like basically an enhanced version of the standalone power-up. So this rock is no different. Basically, just you can be a rock explosion like so. You're practically invincible. I don't think okay, so I guess they can eat you. Never mind. And so, Poppy Bros, as much as I want to get Bomb, I'm not going to. Actually, you know what? I take that back, because we will actually need it later on this level, and hopefully it doesn't kill me. Okay, so we're back to Bomb, and hopefully oh, you know what? That freaking penguin we could have used for it, because we need Ice and Bomb for power-up. So these guys here with the spears are Yarikos. Meet the devil himself because of these freaking spears. I hate this. This may very well be my least favorite enemy in the game, and fortunately, I believe we can go back and get the Poppy Brothers in here, so that's not too much of a problem, thankfully. We're gonna blow up Yariko's face right now, as he still managed to get me with the spear, but that's okay because he's gone now. You'll be seeing a lot more of him later on in the game, unfortunately. I freaking hate that guy so much. He's such a bit of a bother. Also, speaking of, going back to the beach levels, I mean, to beaches in particular, I like going to the beach, even though it's a bit of a drive back over here, and dang it, Yariko, stay away from me! As much as of a hassle it is, I really like going to the beach a lot, and, well, somewhat, I kind of like water, really. Even though I don't swim all that much, and there's our second shard. I mean, there's first shard, excuse me. Even though I actually kind of have a bit of a story about that. So if any of you are swimmers out there, then I have the utmost respect for you, because I know that is one sport that I could not do for the life of me. And I know this because back around when I was in 8th grade, my mom took me and my sister to try out for this local swim team. And so one of the things we had to do was swim from one end of the pool to the other and then back. Now keep in mind, this is an Olympic-sized pool, and to make matters worse, I really was not in the best shape back then. So me and my sister swam there and then swam back. And by the time I got out of the pool, I was gasping for air. I swear, it was like somebody had put a lead vest on top of me. And so, needless to say, I'm a sophomore in college right now, and this is back in 8th grade. I've only been in a pool once since that occurrence. Now that's not to say I will never ever get back in a pool ever again. I mean, I do like to chill in a pool every now and again, but what I'm trying to say is I think I'll just stick to my sports on land and mostly just watching them. And oh my goodness, that's pretty rare. I don't usually die twice in a level. unfortunately Adeline doesn't paint us a 1-up, which would have been pretty useful. And I lost my bomb ability, so I'm probably gonna have to go back and get it. Scratch that. According to my notes, I have to go back and get two shards apparently, unless these notes are pretty unreliable. So, oh, here's another thing. These guys here are called Zeus's. So I said before that some of the enemy names in this game escape me, even except for some of the mainstream Kirby enemies. But the Zeus's have the thing is, the reason I know that name so well is because there was a time in my life where I was probably like 13 or so, where I would like randomly look up art of various video game characters. And for whatever reason, I thought Zeus was a mainstream Kirby enemy because I didn't play too many Kirby games all that often. I might probably go get the 1-up here. And so I decided to look up the Zeus's name, and I typed this name in. By the way, it's spelled Z-O-O-S. And so I typed in the name, and I got pictures of a bunch of animals, and I wondered why this was happening. And so it didn't occur to me until later that was the plural form of zoos, as in the thing where animals are, where you go to see animal exhibits. Also, fun fact, this song here was actually in Kirby's Dream Land 3. It didn't actually come from this game. And here's another power-up here, is you get homing rockets. So you can press B to shoot 1, or you can hold down B and shoot 3 at a time to home in on enemies. So this power-up is actually really similar to the Cupid ability from Kirby and the Amazing Mirror. The only difference is that you can only jump while using it, you can't fly around. But these rockets, unlike the arrows from the Cupid ability, can actually home in on enemies, and this is actually another one of my favorite explosive abilities along with some others. Pretty sure you don't need any, well, I keep saying, I think you do, unless these notes are unreliable. I'm pretty sure you're going to need a rock and fire enemy for one of the. Okay, so here's our fire enemy here. And so if we can find another rock enemy, we should be fine. Or not, because this is actually where we need it at. So these crab enemies here, we can just take out. Actually, you know what? Oh shoot, I just might actually game over here. That's not good. And see, this is why we needed the rock for it, because there's a combo that we need to get, but unfortunately we can't get this shard this time. There is a ton of shards I'm gonna have to go back and get. I'm so sorry for the terrible gameplay this episode. So here we have another Wild D segment here. There's actually a couple more. There's actually a couple of these in the game here. So I think we can just plow through these enemies, but I'm gonna jump over everybody just in case. So anytime you see that little caution window, then that's your cue to jump over things as well. And there's our second shard right there. So, well, actually the other shards in this level are really not all that tough to get either. And thankfully, I got a 1-up off of these stars, so at least I won't game over this episode. And yeah, so basically these Wild D segments are for you to basically just gather up things like stars and health, get 1-ups and whatnot, and even so, these are basically just kind of relaxing points, I guess you can call them. And I didn't realize I still had the. Oh, here's a good thing here. So here is our invincibility candy, which is another staple in the Kirby series. So basically, the invincible candy, well, makes you invincible, and from what I understand, this is basically the longest an invincible candy lasts, I believe, because other invincible candies don't really last that long. And basically, here's our third shard. Oh, I forgot I didn't. Kind of went away sooner than I thought it did. So I'm going to have to backtrack so hard on this, and I'm pretty sure this is the last room of the level. So here are these rolling logs that I like to call cinnamon roll logs because of the little swirl in the middle there. They always reminded me of cinnamon rolls for whatever reason. There I go talking about food again. Super Mario Galaxy all over again. Oh, I got so lucky there with that Bronto Bird. I thought I was gonna die. So they actually do remind me of cinnamon rolls a lot because of that, like I said, because of that swirl in the middle. And because of the spikes remind me of like little shreds of pecans. Like how, if any of you have ever been to a Cinnabon or any sort, they have some, or if you haven't, they have some great cinnamon rolls. Unfortunately, there used to be one in my mall, in the mall closest to my house, but for whatever reason they decided to close it down, and the next closest one is about a 20 minute or so ride from my house. Oh, I forgot this one actually rolls onto that platform. Thank goodness for invincibility frames. So yeah, if they actually made a cinnamon roll based off of that, then that would be awesome. I'd love to eat one of those with the log and the like an elongated cinnamon roll. That'd be amazing. So I think I'm gonna get a 1-up here. Oh, you know, enemy card works just as fine. Alright, now I'm just gonna go back and clean up all the mess I made with all these shards. Alright, so here's the first shard I missed. It's actually just pretty simple to get. All you just need to do is float over and get it. I don't know what I was thinking. I think I was confusing it with some other level. Alright, so unfortunately that room where the Penguin and the Poppy Brothers are is the only room where you can get this power up. So if you decide to wait and beat the mini boss and then go back and get the power up, you're not doing that because it's not going to happen. Alright, so for your next shard, so the final shard that I missed, you're going to need to beat the boss and then use your volcano power with rock and fire to get this shard. This is actually one of the few shards where you need to use a power-up that's actually useful against your mini-boss. Alright, that's going to do it for this episode. Thank you all for watching. This has been Hypo Lalo, and I'll see y'all later. Take care, everybody.